Hey everyone, Andre here, and I've been playing a lot at Game Builder Garage. And over the past week or so, I picked up a few tips about the game, 7 to be exact, that the game doesn't really tell you about. So I figured to share all of those tips with you right now to hopefully save you some time and headaches in the future. So let's get started. First up, you can use a USB mouse just by plugging in your Nintendo Switch dock for much finer pointer control, letting you easily move the canvas around or grabbing an object and dragging it wherever you want. In addition, you can use the scroll wheel to quickly zoom in and out, and if your mouse with the back and forward buttons, you can press them to quickly undo or redo whatever you've been up to. It's super handy! But what if I told you that the USB mouse isn't the only way to access the undo and redo shortcuts? Because you can do it on a standard controller instead too. All you have to do is press L and ZL at the same time for undo, and R and ZR for redo. It's really nice! In addition, the standard controllers have other shortcuts too. Like, instead of pressing the icon in the corners to switch between the two dimensions, you can press X instead. Furthermore, if you want to quickly pan around the field, if you hold either ZL or ZR and move the control stick, you can do it that way too, instead of grabbing the field and manually moving it that way. Now I should mention that you can also just use the right stick for that too. But something else you can do with the right stick is if you hold either ZL or ZR again, then press the right stick up or down, you can zoom in and out, which again saves you the hassle of having to use the buttons on screen. But now here's something that you can't do with a standard mouse at all, which is baffling to me, and that's the ability to select multiple objects at a time. Look at that! Here's how it works. All you have to do is hold down either ZL or ZR again, and A, and then drag the control stick. And then now select wherever you move the mouse cursor to. And you can drag the entire thing as a group if you want, wherever you want, reposition them. In addition, you can even copy them all as a group, and then move all the copies around, like this. Pretty neat, huh? So this is a great way for sorting your code or copying multiple objects at a time if you need to duplicate them quickly. Now, as we move into tip number 4, I need to switch my actual camera to show off a couple of things in touchscreen mode. And first up is the fact that the tip I just showed you where you can hold Z, L, and A also works here to copy multiple things just by dragging your finger again while holding those buttons. And there we go. So yeah, it's the exact same. Now, furthermore is the fact that you probably already know that you can pinch as well as unpinch, I guess, to zoom in and out. That's pretty basic functionality. But what you may not realize is that normally in order to scroll in this mode, you need to grab a blank part of the canvas and move your finger like that. Which doesn't work too great. It's hard to do this, by the way, I'm looking at a camera. Which doesn't work too great when you have a bunch of nodes in the way. So what you can do instead is use 2 fingers where no matter where you're at, it'll scroll the screen, meaning you won't accidentally select a nodon because the 2-finger scroll will work no matter where you are on the screen, which is super useful. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Actually, my preferred way of editing is to have the Joy-Cons docked, and I'll swap between button controls and the touchscreen, just depending on what I'm doing. Okay, now as we move into tip number 5, as well as the ones beyond, we're going to just talk about a few interface shortcuts I've picked up on, just to save you a little bit of time here and there. So first up is the fact is that when you're editing the destructive or destructible properties of an object, you probably already know you can just toggle them on or off, by pressing that. Whereas if you want finer control, you can press the 3 dots to get the full list of everything that's destructible. But you may not have actually fully realized is the fact that it's easy to just come in here, start making the changes you need, but it's easier to toggle them all on or off first with this before you go into the list and making your modifications from that point. So if you only want to turn on 1 or 2 objects, or all but 1 or 2 objects, this is a much faster way of doing so by turning them all on or off first, then going to the list and making your adjustments. So hopefully that made sense. Next up for tip number 6 is something involving the Nodopedia. Now you probably already realize you can access it from the pause menu essentially, and look up the nodon you want from there. However, a quicker way is to just select the nodon that you're wondering about, go into its properties, and then click the icon at the top right. And it'll take you right to its Nodopedia entry telling you exactly what it does. And from here you can access the others as well, including the search function to look for the exact one you want if you don't want to scroll through the entire list. So again, it'll save you a few seconds here and there, and it's pretty useful, particularly for ones that you're really unsure about. Finally, if you're anything like me, then you probably have nodons all over the place, and it might be a complete mess, making it pretty difficult to find the exact ones you want. However, in single-use objects, there's an actual, much faster way of accessing them rather than trying to find it through your code. And that's the fact that for things like the camera, or the game screen, or the world, if you just tap on the nodon from the menu, it'll take you right to it because there's only one that exists. So there we go, it just locked us right into the one we wanted, being the world Nodon, and we can do the same for the camera as well. So we'll go to the camera, there's only one of them because we can only have one, and there we go, right to the camera. So again, this will just save you some time as you're, editing your stages and without having to look through your entire programming set to find the one you're looking for. So there you go, those are the 7 tips I picked up while playing Game Builder Garage so far that I found pretty darn useful, because these tips will really add up and save you a ton of time in the long run. So yeah, let us know what you think of these tips in the comments below, and let us know if you found any of your own, because we'd love to hear what else you've discovered and if there's anything that we've missed. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and of course stay tuned to GameXplain by clicking that subscribe button and ringing that bell for tons more on Game Builder Garage and everything else Nintendo Switch. With that, we'll catch you later. Bye everyone!